We're live.
Yes. From the office of Indie Week.
Downtown Toronto.
You're?
I'm Cameron Carpenter.
Darryl Hurs. And so this is something we do every week. We talk about things that happened over the last week, what's coming up, and talk about music. And
Current events.
Current events and all that stuff. And we always have a beverage. So
what do you got this week?
I am drinking a honey ginger shandy, which is going to be an interesting. I haven't tried it yet. I'm waiting, but I like the tag on it. Greatness within.
All right. Now shandy is like it's an old British drink. There's like a combination of a couple things in it. You don't really know too much about the history. Okay, I am having a Hop City Payday. Oh wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way.
Yeah, you gotta turn it.
Hop City Payday, which is a saison, it's a 6.2, which is always a good thing. So cheers and
right, cheers.
Happy Canada Day.
Oh, this is good.
That's hoppy.
This is a really good summer drink. So
Nice.
looking forward to this.
Well, perfect weekend for it.
Yeah,
But a busy week last week.
obviously, yes.
I guess it started a week ago today. We went over to the SEMA Music Ontario annual barbecue over at their offices, not too far from our office, which was a lot of fun, and saw lots of great industry associates. And Mark Smith, like you said on your Facebook, you make a mean burger. Fantastic food from Mark. It was a great barbecue, and
Yeah.
so many great people to see.
Saw lots of friends, and it's always good to see the music industry out.
Yes, so thanks to Brian and Stuart and the whole team over at SEMA Music Ontario.
Yeah. And then after the barbecue was Cherry Cola's, saw Double Experience, who are on tour in the States. In fact, I just got a message from them. They're in Tampa right now.
Nice.
Literally just walked in the venue and are just starting to set up.
Fantastic.
So it's always good to see bands actually out there working it and, you know, grinding it out. Like they're going in the right direction, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a fun little set. Then we headed over to the Horseshoe. It was part of North by Northeast. Ian Desai, our friend from Billy Talent, was curating an evening. We got a couple of great. We went to see the Lazies, of course, our friends from Australia, who just one of the best live bands out there. They just have so much fun, and it exudes so much blood, sweat, and tears on stage. It was fantastic. And opening for them was Crownlands, who were great.
I loved it.
Yeah. They could be our new Death from Above. That sort of reminded me of them, and in certain ways, a two-piece. It's an obvious comparison, but they just had that energy and that balls to the wall, loudness and intensity. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, Crownlands really impressed me.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. So I'm sure we will.
Yes.
And then what else happened last week?
Well, Friday night, it was your big event of the year.
Well,
As a music
concert,
fan,
yes.
As a music fan, one of your favorite bands.
yeah, I went and saw U2, which I always think is great. So it was a good show.
58,000 people. It's so nice when you can go to the Sky Dome, Rogers Center, and it happens so rarely that the roof is open.
Yeah.
It just makes you feel like if you're old enough like me, like sitting at the CNE or the P&E in Vancouver or out in Ottawa at a summer show when you can see the stars and feel the breeze, and it makes such a difference. I don't know, it's just a greater rock and roll environment, I find, in the summertime.
Yeah. And I just noticed Jennifer Hall commented, also said Crownlands was great.
Excellent.
So we agree. And I also see Noah Mintz. I don't know if you're still watching Noah, but shout out to you.
Hey, Noah, if you need your record mastered, Noah's the man.
Noah's the man.
Used to be in Head with Brendan Canning way back in the day.
Yeah. And then what else is?
I had a busy weekend. I was involved in a thing called Rally for Raffi at the Bombay Beach Canoe Club. One of our friends down there who works there, his son has hydroencephalitis and has to have a lot of surgery and things like that. So we had a day of lawn bowling, horseshoes, beach volleyball, great silent auction. Made a lot of money for Raffi, which was fantastic. And then on Sunday, back at the Bombay Beach Club for my mom's 80th birthday. And had all the friends and family there, which was really nice. And I said happy birthday to Mom last week, but once again, it was nice to see everyone. I had some family in from out of town as well, so it was a nice, family day.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing we're getting more comments. Sally from Ginger Ale and the Monowhales also says Crownlands is the bomb.
They're getting a lot of fans.
Yeah. And Jennifer Hall also said Noah is indeed the man. So
there you go.
yeah, and shout out to Ryan as well, Brownwitz.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a lot of activity going on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had someone rocking our shirt over in Manchester this week as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got to give a shout out to Dearly Beloved. This is a band that we've had a lot of involvement with. They're great friends, and they played for us in Ireland, and after that they've been to Europe. I think this is about their 6th or 7th time, and JC is playing guitar with them, and he was rocking an Indie Week shirt the other day.
Which he posted on his Facebook, which we really appreciated, because of course there is an Indie Week in Manchester this year, and applications are open for that right now. So it was nice, to specifically wear our shirt in that town.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which was very cool of them. We also have Montreal coming up as well, so Road to Indie Week.
Yeah, we should talk about that. So some of the opportunities that we have going on right now is, of course, Indie Week Canada applications are coming to a close soon, July 11th. So if you're interested, now's the time to apply.
Canada.indieweek.com/apply.
And the other thing too is this year in Montreal, we're doing a Road to Indie Week, which is 2 showcases put on by Red Jam Records, and essentially, Quebec artists can play there, and so artists who've applied to Indie Week, we are accepting already, so you don't have to apply again, but Road to Indie Week Montreal applications are open, rtiw.indieweek.com, more info there. But basically, artists play there, we're going to select some artists, like 2 artists from each show, and they'll play a showcase here. So it's a way, like we get a lot of applications from Quebec, so it's a way for us to, one, see artists before they come, and also for us to try to build a really great showcase for this year, representing Quebec, right? And then the other opportunity we have going on right now is UK, and this is for UK artists only. Indie Week UK is happening in Manchester in October. And you can go to uk.indieweek.com for more information, and those are open right now. Cool. So lots of stuff in the Indie Week world, and we're constantly busy, constantly creating new opportunities, and this weekly Facebook Live is just a way for us to talk to people and get the word out. Yeah. So. So what's next?
The other thing I did this week was Tuesday night. My son and I, thank you for Father's Day gift, went down to the TFC Montreal Canadian Championship game, which was fantastic. It was 2-1 TFC, so they win their 6th Voyager Cup. There's so many people from the music industry that were down there, though. Riddlin' Boy was there, Serge from the Rivoli. I saw Rebecca Black, formerly in the music business. So many music people are passionate TFC fans, and it was great. There was 28,000 people down there on a Tuesday night, so great to see. Love my TFC. Speaking of sports, you're an Edmonton boy, so...
Oh yeah, just bad news today. I grew up watching the Oilers, and one of the original guys, Dave Semenko, passed away, cancer, and I put a post on my page, but the one thing is he was relating to roles in a team or even in a band or something, his role was protecting Wayne Gretzky, and everybody knew if you did anything to Gretzky, you're gonna answer to Semenko, and he played that role great, and I really feel that helped Gretzky become even more successful because he knew he was protected. And relating to kind of music, it's just know what your role is and just be really good at that. Yeah. A lot of times people try to be everything, and they end up being okay at some stuff, not as okay at other stuff because it's too much. Yeah, whatever the level of your band is, if you're traveling in a van or whatever, everyone in the band should have a responsibility. Absolutely. Not just on stage, it's obvious who does what, but who's booking the hotels, who's advancing, who's doing your social media. Designate that out to, the person in the band who has those strengths. And you'll find every band has some leader they have a leader on stage, but they also could be a very different person who's a leader on the road, who takes care of all the scheduling, everything. So you really have to designate it and share it equally to make your band more successful. Yeah, no, it's some of the bands I've worked with that actually ended up doing quite well. It was like a well-oiled machine, and they knew everybody's role, you know. And it's one way that you're able to actually sell more merch or make more money because you know what you're doing.
Yeah, and someone in the band said, okay, we need a merch seller. How much are we going to pay? We're going to pay this person this amount of money. For some reason, I find it's the drummers a lot who take charge on the road. I don't know if you've had that experience, but no.
No, you lose drummers on the road. For the most part, it's bassists. Bassists are the guys that organize stuff a lot.
Well, I found drummers for the most part. So.
No, bassists. Knows a couple things too. Shout out to Patrick Weir, who's always joining us here. He said we're the best show on earth and should be on HBO. Just so you know. Thanks, Pat. And ever been to Saskatoon? So that's a good lead. Like
you're running back to Saskatoon this weekend, are you not?
I'm going to Saskatoon to help run the CIBC Canada Day portion of their event there. So leave in a matter of hours. So I gotta drink this and hit the plane.
I like Saskatoon. I've always liked Saskatoon. One of my favorite cities in the country.
Been there once.
Yeah, I've been there.
Saw a bar.
Far more than once.
That's it. So
I remember taking the head of A&R from MCA in the States, Paul Atkinson, who was actually the guitar player in the Zombies way back when, to see Age of Electric back in Saskatoon many, many years ago, and I was trying to sign them. But
right.
Love that town.
And you didn't sign them.
I didn't sign them. I tried to, but then my predecessor, Brian Heatherman, ended up signing them. So they're still friends.
Cool.
And of course, it's Canada Day weekend, our 150th birthday. There's events going around just across the country. Lots of lists coming out right now from different radio stations, organizations. I just posted one on my Facebook wall from Nielsen, and a story that Karen Bliss wrote for Billboard that's quite interesting because it really breaks it down statistically, the most successful Canadian acts by decade, charts, sales versus streaming, radio play. It's a lengthy read, but it's quite interesting. But there's, you know, those lists can drive you crazy. Like I'll just look at them and go, oh my God, like I haven't even heard of half of these bands. And, you know, where are bands like, you know, from as diverse as Patsy Gallant and Renee Simard to the Valtones and the Diodes, who were, you know, groundbreaking Canadian acts who don't seem to be making any of these lists. So fun to read, but open for discussion, any list that's put out there.
So you got to put your own list out.
Yeah, but then people will argue with me, and I don't like to fight. So. And mine would be right.
So put it out.
Have to see.
I challenge Cam to put out a Canada Day list. I think everybody should too.
Top 10 Canadian songs of all time.
Go for it.
Leading off with who? Maybe Stanley Frank's School Day that no one would know except for Stanley Frank and a couple of people who work for Polygram.
So next Tuesday on Indie Week, Canada.indieweek.com, Cam's Canada Day.
My top 10 Canadian songs?
There you go.
Okay, I'll do it. Why not?
Perfect.
Of course, we have our Spotify lists every week, which come out on Mondays and are on our website, Canada.indieweek.com, where we have our bands who have applied, and soon we'll have our bands that have been accepted. We'll start to build those lists and our buzz tracks of the week, and there's some great ones on this week, so some very interesting music.
Sally says we should take our tops off.
No. Not a chance. And watch the viewership go down to nothing.
Yeah, so you don't have a book today, do you?
Well, I'm still reading Denise Donlan's book, and I'm reading my 800-page Paul McCartney book. But the nice thing about reading Denise's book this week, as I was reading it the other night on page 250, there's a picture of me. So
that's right.
It was very nice at the launch of Much More Music. So I didn't make the book in copy, but I made the
You're
book
in there
with a picture with some very important people.
Nice.
Including John Reed, my old friend, who's the head of Live Nation, Ross Reynolds, my old boss, Gary Newman, who used to run Warner Brothers, me, Denise, Gentleman White.
Nice.
So it was cool, yeah. It was nice to be in there.
Yeah. Now, I was going to say, like last week we said we're going to do a first round of artist announcements and tickets on sale and all that. But there's just been so much going on this week, but it's actually really good stuff that we have to actually hold off on announcing anything, because there's actually another big announcement coming up, and it's all has to be tied in together and all that stuff. But it's been a really busy week, which is a very positive thing for the festival. I just can hardly wait to announce, actually.
Yeah, I know.
But I can't. I just can't. And Also, we've been having some more venue meetings, so there's more venues on board. It's actually looking like last year we had about 20 venues, and this year it's actually looking to be closer to 30, possibly 36. And there's more sponsors and partners coming on board, and
More speakers.
more opportunities. So if you know, like, we're in that last bit of applications for Indie Week. So for any artists that really don't know what the festival's about, we have performances at night. There's going to be 6 nights, November 7th to 12th, all across the city of Toronto. And during the daytime, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, is conferences. And this year we have it at multiple venues. So instead of it being at a hotel, it's actually going to be in the venue. So one of our mandates this year is put people into the venues, celebrate indie, support the businesses that we all work in.
Yeah.
There was a lot of conversation at the start of the year in Toronto about venues closing and all that stuff. So we're putting people in venues. That's our goal. So we're working on all the panels right now and keynotes. There's going to be business to business meetings. There's one-on-one sessions, classroom sessions.
Yeah.
So
Health and wellness sessions.
yes, we're working on a health and wellness day, which is amazing. We've got so much feedback going on with that. It's actually turned into its own entity where so many people are coming on board that we're doing things that we weren't planning because the opportunity is there to do it. And then the Saturday of Indie Week, we'll have a tech day as well, talking about social media, some apps and tools for people to use online to help promote and organize. And we're also heading a bit more into the urban and DJ hip-hop culture, which is really exciting for us. So it's a big growth year for Indie Week. And the thing too is we try to keep our prices really affordable. So when we do announce our early bird wristbands and passes, it's going to be like very friendly.
Yeah,
Price
it's an amazing deal. What our wristbands are going to be when we come out of the box.
Yeah.
And grab them early because it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, well, and yeah, it's just such a great deal. And the one thing that we really provide and what we sort of encourage is a club hopping experience. You can go from bar to bar, one wristband, and there's so many bands, and they're like, one of the things about Indie Week is it's about discovering new talent. So when we announce artists, there's going to be a lot of bands that you haven't heard of, but they're from different countries and like all over the world, really. And it's about discovering artists. It's about supporting local music, supporting local businesses, but also discovering your next favorite band, really.
That band at 2:30 in the morning you've never heard of from Argentina or from none of it who are playing, it's just like, oh my God, who are these people?
That's
and
right.
that's happened to me at every conference I've ever been to. It's happened to me at Indie Week. Ended up signing a band at 2 in the morning at Cherries one night from Ireland.
That's
that
right.
were amazing when I wasn't working for Indie Week. Me and Todd saw this band called Walter Mitty and the Realists, and it was just like,
Yep.
oh my God, they're one of the greatest live bands I've ever seen. So
And that was a band, I remember they had one Indie Week, and we talked about it, but you weren't able to attend for some reason. And then we helped facilitate them to come back for CMW, and I think it was, you were able to see them, and then we brought them back again for the next Indie Week as well. So
yeah,
yeah, that was a great band.
yeah, fantastic.
Walter Mitty and the Realists.
Yeah, look them up. They're still, they're not still performing very much anymore, but
YouTube.
just Google them, YouTube, Spotify, you'll find them. They have some great music.
Actually, I'll post one of the videos on our wall here.
Cool.
Yeah.
And just speaking of Health and Wellness Day, I noticed this week especially a couple of friends on Facebook and stuff suffering from depression and just, I know
Yeah.
who you are, my thoughts are with me. Someone in particular just posted recently, we will get together next week and have a catch-up beer, and it's good that if you are going through something to say it out loud and realize the support and friends that you have out there
Absolutely.
and get it off your chest.
I was actually, just before we started, reading a post from one of our friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're all thinking of you, and it's important to support each other.
Yeah,
Take
it's
care of each
important.
other.
It's important to talk about it. It's about, like, just don't sit in your room and say nothing. Just reach out and you'll be surprised who's there for you. So it's nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, I'm going to post, I think, Red is the Number.
Red is the Number. Oh, great
Red
song.
is the Number from Walter Mitty and the Realists. Going on to our page right now.
Cool.
There we go. Bam. So everybody, please watch Walter Mitty and the
Yeah.
Realists.
If you're a music supervisor, I still think it's a great song for a sync.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if you want to look deeper, I think Green Light Go.
Green Light Go was a fantastic song, which I always thought would be a great car commercial.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and you'll see over the next few weeks, we're going to be putting more content out online, sharing a lot of videos and things like that. So, just a lot more coming up. And sorry we have to delay a week or two of announcing.
It's worth it.
But so much is going on, and it's like so good.
Yeah.
So with that,
Happy birthday, Canada.
yeah, and I'm off to Saskatoon.
150. I was there for the 100th. It seems we need a Canada song. Like 1967, we had Bobby Jimby's Canada, but we didn't get a theme song this year. I don't know what it is, and we don't have an Expo 67. But it should be a great weekend. Be safe, play safe, have fun.
All right,
Listen to Canadian music.
all right, everybody,
All right.
have a good
See ya.
Canada Day.